Hi everyone, and welcome back to Read Between the Grinds. Good morning. It is pretty early right now. It's about 7:15. I am getting ready to go to work, but I wanted to take you with me this week as I read a very highly anticipated book for me, which is T. Kingfisher's new book, Snake Eater. This came out just a few months ago. I think it was November of 2025. And it is now January of 26. So I finally got it from my library, support local libraries. And I'm so excited to read it. It's not that big. It is only 257 pages. That's not bad at all. But I want to take you with me this week, particularly because I have a pretty busy week ahead. I don't really have a day or an evening where I can just like sit and read for a long period of time. So I'm going to have to read this book in little sections as I go about my normal routine. But I wanted to take you with me for that to show how I still manage to fit reading in, even with a fairly busy schedule, working full time. And doing all the things outside of work. So anyway, I am so excited to read this. I don't know much about it. I saw it described as a horror fantasy, so I'm in. Okay, it's not the end of the day. Life comes at you fast. I was really hoping to start this book either this morning before I left for work or on my lunch break. Neither of those things happened. Unfortunately, my job got in the way. How rude. Just kidding. I actually love my job. But anyway, so it is now like 8:30 at night. I just got back from visiting my family. Hello, Laura. So I think I'm going to at least read a chapter or two. I just want to get started. I am so tired today. I feel like it's going to be an early to bed kind of night, but I really want to start this and get to know what the heck is happening in this crazy book. Also, please look at, I don't know where I need to hold this so that it shows up okay on the camera, but please look at this amazing cover. It's creepy. All right, anyway, let's get started. For Christmas, Grace got me and Laura these gorgeous blankets. Please look. Please look at this. Is this upside down? Anyway, it's bookshelves. It is upside down. Okay, but it's bookshelves. And I love the colors. I think it's so pretty and so like springy. It's January, but I am using this to feel spring. So anyway, let's read a little bit together. Like I said, I might only get a chapter in. I'm exhausted. Chapter 1. Okay, I have two things to say. The first thing is that a T. Kingfisher book never misses. I am only one chapter in, and I am indeed going to just stop here for the night because I can feel my eyes getting really heavy. So I need to go take a shower and maybe just go to bed. But I'm only one chapter in, and already we have the main character, who is a woman who is definitely escaping some type of maybe abusive relationship or something like that. She has gone with no money, no resources, and no warning to her aunts in Arizona, but her aunt has passed away, and she didn't know that. And so she has no money or anything like that, and so she's going to go to the house where her aunt lived. Again, I'm in one chapter in, so these shouldn't be spoilers. But, so we're only one chapter in. We already have this woman who is like down on her luck, needs some help. She has a dog, because there is always an animal in a T. Kingfisher book. And the animals are always fine, so praise God. And then we have already met, I think, what is going to be like kind of the wacky, quirky side character. Usually women, but not always. And they are always the most endearing and hilarious characters. So we've already done that. Love it so far already. Again, I'm like 20 pages in, maybe. The second thing I'm going to say is, I just want to mention that if you are busy you maybe work full time, you have a full life outside of work. Maybe you have kids. I don't, but Laura can relate to this. My sister, don't feel like you can't read and you don't have time for reading. Even if it is only one chapter a night, that is great because books are great. And don't let, book talk and booktube and everything make you think that you need to read 300 books a year to be a book lover. I was just thinking about that as I was sitting down to read, because there are nights where I only have the mental capacity for one chapter, and there are nights where I have the mental capacity for 0 reading, and I just need to watch television. By the way, I'm watching Heated Rivalry. Who? Why did no one tell me? Just kidding. Everybody told me, and I'm watching it, and it's fantastic. Maybe I'll do that a little bit before I go to bed. But anyway, love. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, it is the next day, and I am at work and on my lunch break, and so I am going to read a little bit of Snake Eater. I can't always read on my lunch break. It kind of just depends on what's going on in my day, but today I have some time, so I at least want to get a couple of chapters in, and this book is so funny. I know I'm not that far. I've just read a little bit further than I did last night, but like every book that she writes, it's so funny. It's so unique. Her writing style is hilarious. She has like all the houses have names in this town because it's like this very quirky small town, and some of the names are just so funny. And so our main character is still looking for her aunt's house and encountering all these crazy house names. So anyway, gonna spend some time doing some reading on my lunch break. Okay, I'm checking in. So I'm about 85 pages into Snake Eater, and I'm loving it. I feel like a broken record, but T. Kingfisher truly just never misses. Everything she writes is perfect, in my opinion. This book is really giving me the Twisted Ones vibes, which is my favorite T. Kingfisher book. I would say it's probably one of her scariest, kind of, depending on what you find scary. And the reason why this is giving me similar vibes is because it is also... Again, it's about a woman who's down on her luck, in a new area, but it has that same folktale horror vibe. So this is set in Arizona. So it has some, this is not a spoiler because it's on the back. But there are desert gods and spirits that are, that she's encountering. And so there's this kind of folktale aspect to it. So this is much more of a, they're talking about the mesas and the Pueblo people and everything. And so it has a little bit of that thrown into it. But then it's this just this eeriness, this creepiness. But then also so much fun, so funny. I was just reading on the couch here, and I was literally laughing out loud. Sometimes the one-liners that she throws in that her characters say are genuinely some of the funniest moments in books that I have ever read. And they're not really meant to be funny books. They are horrors or fantasies or whatever, but she's just such a good writer. Have I said enough about T. Kingfisher yet? You should read this book. I'm loving it so far. So we'll see. Like I said when I started filming, it's not a long book. So even though I'm only 85 pages in, I'm getting close to halfway through. So I also love that for horror. I don't think horror should be too long because it starts to lose its scariness the longer it goes on. So anyway, I will check back in when I've made more progress. Okay, I am not reading tonight. Like I told you, it's a busy week. So, but the reason I'm not reading tonight is a very exciting one. Surprise visit from Grace and Laura in this vlog. This is not a joint video, but we're hanging out because, we hang out outside of our videos.
It's what we do. It's what we do when you're not reading.
We actually plan tomorrow as well. So see you in, 12 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just finished Snake Eater, and this was so good. So good. I think probably The Twisted Ones is still my favorite. It just has a special place in my heart, but this maybe is number 2. This ended up being not really a horror at all. I honestly wouldn't even classify it in the horror genre at all. Much more fantasy than horror. But honestly, the shining part of this book is the characters and the found family. I already mentioned she moves to the small town and then these crazy things start happening. And the characters, the people that like wrap their arms around her, she's really struggling, not just with not having any money or resources or things like that, but with her own security, her own feelings about herself. She when she moves to this town, she just doesn't know where she fits in the world. And the people that she befriends and the way that they wrap their arms around her, and then she becomes part of the town, and the family of this town is so heartwarming and so beautiful that it's like, it's not even, it makes the scary parts not scary, because she has this like army of friends around her. And they're very eclectic. Like, one is an 80-year-old woman, one is a Catholic priest. But I wanted to read a quote from toward the very, very end. But it's not a spoiler, because yeah, it's not a spoiler. Okay, the tide wasn't turned because you were a great warrior. It was turned because you put scorpions outside without killing them. And because your dog loves you. Don't forget that. It's so good. It was so heartwarming. I kind of got a little teary-eyed at the end. Yeah, Snake Eater by T. Kingfisher. I just read her author's note as well, and she talks about how she grew up in the desert and loves it so much. And I can definitely get that, because the desert is its own character in this book for sure. Yeah, absolutely 5 stars. Love it. Thank you so much for joining me on this busy week reading vlog. It's been like 5 days since I started this book, and I just now finished it. Some weeks are like that. Sometimes I read, 2 books, 3 books in a week. Sometimes I read one book that's like 250 pages. So, but this was a really fun one. And thanks so much for joining. Happy reading. We'll see you next time on Read Between the Grinds.